got Rashad in the studio. Nana Rashad in the studio. Right. So I saw him on Instagram. I saw a video you posted on his Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, greeting the president. You're sitting with high places.
Oh, thank you, Miriam. My first time ever meeting a sitting president.
I see.
So it was a very special moment.
Interesting. Well, I'm not going to go into, the recent controversies with the Fix the Country and all of that, but let's just focus on community work and all of that. How's your week been so far?
Oh, my week has been well. And when it comes to presidents and politics, I was in Ghana in 2016, and y'all ran the last president out, and and everywhere, when it comes to politics, win some, you lose some. You can be loved today, hated tomorrow.
I know. Anyway, so you've been to the eastern region and back to the central region and then back to the eastern region. What's been taking you around like that?
Just responsibilities, commitments, blessings, holding my stool properly. I after Beatz Africa last week Sunday, I went straight to Akropong. I stayed at Akropong for 3 days. Okay. Then I had some Americans in town, and we promised them a traditional Ghanaian naming ceremony with my Ghanaian family after they visit Elmina Slave Dungeon. So I had to leave Akropong and get back to the Central Region. And then the very next day, I had 1 day off Thursday, but I knew 3 a.m. Friday morning, me and my Ghanaian family, about 15 of us, came all the way back to Akropong to be for the Odwira Festival. And it was just an amazing experience.
I've been to Odwira, I think, twice. Wow. When I was hosting Festival Train on TV3, and it was a very exciting one. Yeah. I missed most of the traditional bits, but those are videos from the festival. So what's happening?
This is the Tuesday night. This is the lifting of the ban on loud music, on drumming.
Okay.
So this is the part where they're paying tribute to the new Akuapem Odwira. This was a very special Odwira festival because this is actually also the first one when they did the palanquin rides. All right. Being carried on a palanquin since the last Akuapem Odwira passed away. So this is the first one where he performed the traditional rites.
Okay.
And it was just a lot of energy and excitement throughout the building.
Interesting. So that's the thing they have in common with the Homoa Festival, because there's also a ban for a period of time on drumming and noise making. And
actually, I came to find out that Jamestown actually also celebrates the Odwira Festival along with the people of Akuapem.
Right. Yeah,
because
some parts of Jamestown or the whole Jamestown.
I'm not sure if it's some or all, but Jamestown, a lot of intermarriages happen between Akuapems and many guys from Jamestown. How it was explained to me.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of people in Jamestown celebrate. And I guess they singled out Jamestown. They didn't say guys, La Osu. They didn't say anything like that.
Interesting. Yeah. So that was on a Tuesday. It's a week-long festival?
Yes. It started Tuesday morning with the breaking of the yams. And it was actually a surreal experience for me. Please, let me explain.
Okay.
Tuesday morning when they did the breaking of the yams, and you see how the people was fighting over the yam, play fighting, but it looks so real.
Okay.
And I'm just like, wow, this is an interesting tradition. So when we went back for the naming ceremony in Elmina on that Wednesday, it was lights out. The lights were out. Okay. So instead of doing it indoors, we had to do it outdoors in the evening. So all the children were able to be around. And when we had the eto, after they passed out the eto to the guests and some of the elders, they put it down for the children. And then the children started fighting over the yam. And I was like, I get it now. Yeah. It was a voila moment. The light bulb went up like, okay, this was the tradition. The way the young children were fighting over eto, that's how they was fighting over the breaking of the yam.
Interesting.
So it was nice.
I've seen some ladies carrying what looks like a pot with some herbs in it. Do you know what the significance is?
I believe that is part of the laying of the leaves, signifying of that. And I do have a segment today. They explain some of the ceremonies and traditions very, very briefly. Okay. And I just want to give some special. You mentioned that I shook the president's hand. Yeah. I want to give a special. Oh, there it is right there. Hey. Okay. So
Rashad.
This is Semi Toon. He was at my installment too. So shout out to Semi.
Right. For those of you who are not sure what Rashad is referring to, please go on Facebook, 3FM 92.7. You'll understand.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So one of the main reasons I was able to sit there in all transparency is because the Anum Henny invited me to sit with him.
Okay.
You know, I was with my delegation sitting in a different area, but one of his Ochiames approached us and said, you know, Nana wants you to come sit next to him.
Oh,
and they put me right in the middle. Yeah, so shout outs, respect, thank you to the Anum Henny and the people of Anum for showing me great hospitality. They were really good to me. They took over as my handlers for the evening. That was real nice. And let me just give Akropong one more piece of love, because what many people don't know about me is that my first ever trip to Ghana, to the African continent, was in 2015. And I was housed in Akropong. So my first night sleeping in Ghana ever was in Akropong. My first Ghanaian meal was in Akropong.
So it's straight from the airport to Akropong?
Straight from the airport to Akropong. Straight to the airport from
Akropong.
Akropong. Akropong. Hey, don't worry about it. Akropong. No, because you're right. No.
I'm just pulling your legs.
Because I beat that habit at one time. You know, and I like to try my best.
That's okay.
So when I came up,
you're pardoned.
So so when I came up with my ideas to start a tourism company, I was in Akropong. When I housed my first 100 or so guests, I housed them in Akropong.
So you have a special attachment to Akropong?
Very much, and they welcomed me very, very, very well. They told me, Nana, come out. Ochiame, Anefi, thank you for your hospitality. And the rest of the Nanas who was like, no, come. You're going to be well received. My entourage is well received, and I just want to make sure, you know, I send those blanks.
What was your first meal?
My first meal, jollof and chicken.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I was hoping it would be something more traditional, something more Akuapem-ish.
It was my, you know, on my first trip to Ghana.
They didn't want to give you a baptism of fire immediately.
You know, regardless of who I am today, everybody has, let me tell you this story. I was with I'm before Accra. The radio, the sports host.
Sports journalist, yeah.
And this was during my first trip.
Okay.
And they cut the coconut, and I was like, no, I don't want to taste the coconut because this is my first trip. This was 2015, because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna drink and any bacteria. So
you had not had coconut until then?
No.
It's the process of cutting it that you were not.
I didn't know what. It was my very first trip to the African continent.
I was
fresh. I was a fresh baby.
Oh, wow.
You know, you like, watch out for this. Don't drink the water. Still don't drink the water. But watch out for this. Watch out for that. And it was like I was a raw baby. I didn't know like how immersed I was going to eventually become.
Interesting. Here you are today.
Yeah, Akropong. I love Akropong.
Yeah.
Akuapem people. And I learned a lot. Yeah. So I learned a lot. This was a very interesting week long. And weekend between all the traveling, I've really matured a lot this weekend spiritually, and as far as the custom, I'm excited to see where things go over the next.
Things go from here. Yeah. I know also there's a lot of locals who come back home during the festival, and that's why there's merrymaking is a big part of the festival. I recall back then we were like the party to the festival, because we'd go with all the then popular artists in Ghana at the time and have a concert. Does that still happen where there's a little merrymaking and concerts and all of that?
These are thoughts that I was thinking in my head, but I could tell everybody with me face said the same. From the instant it said "Welcome to Akropong," the landscape transformed. You started seeing all the different I don't know what you call them when they have like the poles and the flags with the different sponsorships, and right. Then you started seeing all the big infrastructure that was built. Yeah. So I know the theme for this Adwa was ecotourism for sustainable development. Okay. And you can really see the development that Akropong is going through. Yeah. And I'm so proud of the town. I'm so proud of the region. I really see Eastern region, especially Akuapem, be more specific, led by Akropong and the new Akuapem Henny. Just really trailblazing a way over the next few years. I'm excited for them.
Nice one.
Yeah, I'm excited for them.
I haven't been up there in a while, I'll be honest. I think the last time, the closest I got to was Ibri, the Pudiese area. And it's always a pleasure to go there because of the landscape. It's just so beautiful.
Very beautiful.
The fact that the drive up there alone is a whole exciting experience. It's what you see when you're finally up there. Yeah. To know that you can actually have a good bedside view of a good part of Accra, and then the mountain in Tema, exactly. And then how the mountain kind of cascades into. It's just beautiful. Yeah. And then the weather and the food.
It's interesting when you're
and the palm wine.
In the palm wine, yeah. They did a lot of palm wine libations It was a lot of palm wine libations.
By the way, Abiam comes from up there every
Yeah,
day, so he gets the pleasure of seeing what we're talking about every. Like he lives with it.
Yeah.
He lives with it. Lucky you. Where you at, Odwira? Abiam. Oh, you couldn't make it. Oh boy.
Yeah. I asked him where he was. He got a fresh haircut and everything. He got his beard, but you ain't go to the.
So where did you go with all your fresh haircuts? I mean, all your good looks. Where did you go? Abiam, you didn't go to Odwira?
No, I couldn't go.
Because of work, eh?
Yeah, because of work. So.
Don't say it too well. I feel guilty.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I mean, I can imagine it will be a very, very exciting experience.
Yeah.
Lucky you get to see and do a lot of things that we don't get to do. We only get to hear about it later.
Yeah, it was nice. It was fun.
Yeah.
You know, you're a powerful person, Miriam. So I'm pretty sure you can change your itinerary to do some remote work.
I know that I am long overdue some kind of a holiday somewhere away from the regulars, you know, and if I have to, you know, choose any location right now, I wouldn't mind going up, you know, the eastern region. There was Little Acre, which I used to go every now and then now there's Hillberry and a couple of, well, what am I saying, Miriam? I'm just giving these guys free time. Let me be quiet.
Okay, those little 3 places over there, I like them all.
It's beautiful.
I like
really
them all,
beautiful.
yeah.
Anyways, what else did you bring to us after your long visits?
Well, I did put a small segment together. I interviewed a couple of people, shared some pictures for the Odwira Festival if people are interested in learning more about it. And I'm just excited about where destinations will take us next.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sure Abiam will play that in just a few once he comes back to his decks. But thank you, Rashad. We're definitely going to play what your package you have for us today.
Yeah, definitely.
But later on the show today, we're going to be doing a lot of clicking of a tongue. He's surprised I did that. Well, we're going to South Africa, like I told you today. And today, we're not just going to explore why South Africa it's on an agenda to get the whole world to see South Africa. I mean, because they've been on some serious tourism drive, you know what I mean? And it's still ongoing. And then we'll talk about South African wine. We'll talk about language. I'm curious to learn a few new words myself. And then I can finally get to ask a question about the meats I've been talking about all the while. You know, last 2 weeks I talked about it. Yeah. The dry meats, the one that,
Jungle, I can't remember what it's called.
Somebody told me what it was called, but
I told you what it's called, but I forgot.
You told me?
I Googled it.
Even worse.
No, anyway. Even better. When you a man.
No, I mean when I say even worse means I won't remember.
Oh, okay. I was about to give you an ancient proverb. Yeah.